Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've brought you somewhere special, to the beach. Little different though. We're not at Cape Disappointment, which is one of my favorite places to go. We are here exploring a new place where we can actually drive on the beach, go right to the spot, run fresh water in our systems, and get some gold. Let's go. So this is where we're getting our water right now. We're getting it from a little waterfall creek that's coming down. It's gonna give us some nice fresh water. It's gonna give us a lower surface tension, help keep some of that fine gold from floating away. Look at this view. I mean, this is amazing. We got some light streaks coming in here, just all this color. Look at all that black sand. So much. We're basically testing a streak across here. We're gonna see how that does. So it's super important that you scrub out all the air pockets on this tray when you're using these gold cube trays. This has the vortex mat in it. And as you see, it's got air bubbles, so it's really important to scrub this out. So we're running this pretty much as we normally would. I've got a 6-stack going right here with an 1,100 gallon pump. Little different from my other video though is that I'm running 2 tubs so that I can actually siphon water from one tub into the other. That way I'm not getting as much sand around my pump because I really don't want a pump to die on me today. Now, normally my wife would be here and we would be running 2 4-stacks, but she's at work today. She couldn't come along as much as she wanted to, so I decided to put the 2 cubes together. Now, from my first initial thoughts, I'm not seeing as much gold as we do at Cape Disappointment, but we are further north from that location, so I didn't expect it to be as good. But there are a lot of benefits to this spot. One, we can drive in and bring all of our gear right here. My truck's 5 steps away. 2, did I mention we can drive in? 3, we have fresh water. We've got the waterfall over there to pull from. It's gonna make more gold fall out of the sand, which is nice. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works. And the last thing that I like about this is that it's not hit as much as other places. Now, we've had a couple people come down and check out what we're doing, but they're not prospectors. They're just beach drivers, day goers, drone flyers. One guy that was just down here gave me a free drone. I'll show you that here in a second. See, so a guy just gave me this little drone. And it's pretty much just a knockoff of the Dji Mavic Mini that I have, but I have a 10-year-old. So we're gonna figure out how to get this thing working because I could only get 3 of the 4 blades turning on it. We're gonna get this thing working back at the house and my son's gonna have a drone to play with. So, thank you to the gentleman who came along and gave this to me. He's off on his way to get a Dji Mavic Mini because they're just that good. So I'm gonna run 3.5 5-gallon buckets and we're gonna see how well this spot is. Depending on how the gold, I might move that way, I might move that way, I might move that way. We're gonna see how the gold goes because we only have until around 3:30 before the tide's gonna trap us in this spot. So while I'm running all this material, let's get a little bit of music going. No, not that one. Better, but still not it. Yeah, there we go. Let's go with that one. Hope you guys can hear me over that wind. So there is no question in my mind that the Gold Cube is the absolute best piece of equipment when it comes to beach mining here in Washington and hopefully someday in Oregon. So the reason why I like this so much is because of just how compact this system is. I've got a 6-foot sluice right here, basically just in a small little package with the added use of having the G-forces to keep that black sand down and not floating on the surface. So when we're here and we're running 98% black sand, I can't think of a better piece of equipment to use. It's fast to clean out, it's fast to put up. I can throw it in the back of my truck really quick and go if I have to. It's just a superior machine. Now we're going to continue running this sand. I'm getting close to my first cleanup. I think I may just go all day without doing a cleanup and see how much I can get the mats loaded. Another thing that I like about this beach that we're going to be able to use in the future is the fact of isolation. So the tides are different today. We have a low tide in the middle of the day and high tides at the beginning and the end. That doesn't really mean we get a whole lot of time to be here. So in the next couple of weeks, I plan on coming when low tide is in the morning, high tide is in the afternoon, and low tide is in the evening. That way we can get to this spot, park on the dry side, the tide can come in and completely block us. We won't be able to leave this location, but we'll have all day to run and we can leave later in the day. Today we have to leave at like 3:30 at the latest so we can leave this spot. Otherwise we're gonna be stuck here until tonight. And as much as I'd like that, I got a wife that I want to get home to. She couldn't come today. Hi, baby. Look at this dog. All you see is her butt sticking up. Wonder what she's getting into. Jezebel! Jezebel, what are you doing? So now that Corey and his wife are here, we split the cube in two so that Corey could have one and I can have one. And I split the siphon system so that him and I both have our own tub, 5-gallon buckets, and our batteries. Now we can just run side by side for the next couple of hours until the tide out there starts to creep back in, and then we're gonna get the hell out of Dodge. So I would love to run longer, but that tide is starting to come in. So I'm gonna get the cubes cleaned up into my cleanup tub, get it into a bucket, get everything cleaned up, and get done with this trip. We're gonna play around on the beach a little bit after that, but we need to get out of this spot before we get trapped. So when I'm cleaning these out, I make sure to give it a good splashing. But with these mats, you really need to give it a scrub. You've got to scrub this stuff really, really hard. Otherwise, you're going to leave gold in your cube and it's not going to get in your pan. So I give it a good scrub, switch sides, splash it some more, and it's clean. I'm going to do that on all my trays, and I'll see you in a minute. So I'm hiding here to get out of the wind. So we got off of our spot, we made it down, we're back on the road. We're gonna head back to the house and we're gonna see how much gold we got. I'll see you in a minute. And here we are, back at the house. It's not the same day, it's actually been a couple days, but we got the sluice set up. We're gonna run the concentrates and get an idea of how much gold we got. So I need to get a macro lens with a polarizer filter because you can't quite see, but there's quite a bit of gold actually building up in these lines. Let it run for a second. Let's get some more in there. So we're gonna run this. Once it's done, I'm gonna clean this out and we'll take a quick look and see what's in there. Now I'm not gonna pan it out because I wanna save it for Coulter's magnet that he's sending me, but we'll get a rough idea of how we did. So there we go. I figure we ran around 6 buckets of sand. We concentrated it down to this much. Now we'll just start panning it back. But we're not going to do that outside. We'll do this inside and I'll show you guys what the gold looks like. So I still have a ton of panning. There's gold all throughout this sand, but I moved it back real quick and was tapping on it just to get some of the gold out. Look how nice it's looking so far. Look how small that gold is. I really need a macro lens. Try to get in there. And this sand is full of it. You can see it just sparkle. That's not the gold, but it sure is pretty. but I have plans for this sand. So when the magnet comes from Coulter, we're going to use it to separate out the magnetic sand from this, and then we're going to pan out the rest of it. So you'll get to see the rest of this gold in a future video. So thanks for joining me, guys. I really enjoyed going down and trying a spot that I've been wanting to check out for a few years now. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe down below. It really helps the channel. And remember, at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away some concentrates from some of these adventures to one of you guys. So share the video, subscribe, and in the future, maybe you'll win some gold. The concentrates that we got today, the reason why I'm not going to do anything else with it, like I said, is because I'm waiting for a new product to come in. So I'm going to be able to separate the magnetic sand away from this, and we'll then pan that out. But it's not going to just be this, it's going to be from a couple trips that I've done. So tune in. Thanks for joining me, guys, and as always, bye.